stop begging at the door. Picture yourself outside a sealed chamber, palm flat against ancient wood, voice thin from pleading. You keep knocking in the old way. Petitions, bargaining, noise. The door doesn't budge. That image is the point. There is a different approach. A coded operation, quiet and precise. An Egyptian-style method to turn on the pineal receptor while you sleep. Tonight, you will learn the procedure that shifts you from supplicant to operator. Before we proceed, if this message is connecting to something inside you, type a single-line affirmation in the comments now, something like, "I activate my third eye." That small public anchor will root your intention. Do it, then keep reading. Most people fail because they confuse asking with aligning. They treat the inner life like a charity line. Please, please, please. Modern religion, cultural habit, anxious desire, all these create the wrong posture. The metaphysics I use here borrows language from several traditions to give you an operational map. The monad is the source frequency, pure presence. The demiurge represents the filtering apparatus of conditioned reality. The archontes are the interference patterns that keep the frequency low and human perception flattened. This is a frame, a way to explain why your calls feel like static. It isn't a textbook of history, nor a replacement for the Gospels. When I point to Jesus raising Lazarus, it's to highlight a pattern. Action from remembered authority, not frantic negotiation. Think of that story as an illustration of method over mood, not an instruction manual to be copied literally. The central idea is simple. The source responds to frequency, not pleading. That frequency is created by 3 cryptographic keys: recognition, authority, command. These are not abstract concepts. They are practical states you can produce and entrain into sleep. Recognition is the felt recall of your true status, the small, bright memory of what you were before conditioning. Authority is sovereign intent, felt low in the belly and steady in the chest. Command is a sharp, short present tense declaration that transmits the frequency and then is intentionally released. Combine those keys with a descent into heart resonance and an intentional release into sleep, and you create a protocol that the ancients might have called initiation. We call it the Egyptian method for activating the pineal while you sleep. Now the map you'll practice tonight, step by step. Read it through, then do it in bed. The procedure is precise but simple. Preparation, disconnect, descent, pineal resonance, declaration, release. I'll give practical timing and cues for each stage. Remember, this is an experiment. There are no guaranteed physical outcomes. If you have serious sleep disorders, neurological conditions, or you're under medical treatment that affects sleep, consult a professional before experimenting. Do not stop medication or therapy because of what you hear here. Preparation comes first. Make the environment lean. Dim the lights. Silence devices or switch to airplane mode. Remove bright screens at least 10 to 20 minutes before you lie down. Lie on your back or your preferred sleep side. Comfortable but alert enough to notice subtle inner shifts. Take 2 to 5 slow breaths to settle. This is not a long breathing exercise. It's a reset. Mentally set an intention. A very short phrase like, "Tonight, I open the receptor." Keep it crisp. The Egyptian flavor here is evocative. Think of star sentries and the small, deliberate rituals that ancient dream workers used to enter altered states. We borrow the style, not the claims of lineage. Disconnect is the bridge from doing to receiving. Most attempts fail here because the mind hooks onto content, worry, lists, rehearsal. Imagine your thoughts as weather and you as the sky. Clouds pass. Label them once, thinking, and let them go. A simple exercise. For 3 minutes, observe the breath at the nostrils, then shift awareness to the heart center. If a thought intrudes, name it and return to the breath-heart anchor. This is not suppression, it's non-engagement. The archontes work like attention magnets. They draw you into debate, doubt, argument. Your job at this stage is to stop arguing and to stop fixing. You are creating a clear line of attention. Descent is literal and felt. Picture an elevator traveling down from the head through the throat into the chest. Start with a breath that drops from the crown to the heart. On the out-breath, imagine the elevator easing down into the sternum, the space just behind the breastbone. As you descend, allow the chest to widen slightly. Feel warmth pooling in the heart area. Spend 2 to 5 minutes deepening that sensation. Don't force images of light or anatomical fixations on the pineal yet. The Egyptian method emphasizes heart resonance first. The heart is the generator, the belly is the authority, the pineal is the receptor. Keep this order. After the descent, move into heart resonance. Place a hand lightly on the center of the chest if that helps. Hum or create a soft, low vibration in the throat for a breath or two. Feel the subtle reverberation in the chest. If humming isn't comfortable, imagine a tone or remember a memory that warms the chest. The point is to generate a persistent, steady inner frequency. This frequency is what will carry recognition into sleep. It's not shouting, it's a quiet, steady beam, like a lamp left on in a temple. The monad recognizes sustained resonance. Maintain this for 1 to 3 minutes. Now shift your attention gently upward to the third eye region, the pineal receptor, but do so with the chest still warm. This is crucial. Do not hyperfixate on the anatomy of the pineal gland. Think of it as a receiving antenna positioned just behind the forehead. Bring the feeling of heart resonance to a subtle focus, a finger width above the bridge of the nose. Imagine that the chest vibration is now sending a thread upward into that receptor. This movement is delicate. Picture a river flowing from source to inlet, not a forced pry. Authority is the second key. Place that feeling low in the belly, just beneath the navel or at the solar plexus. Authority is not arrogance. It is the quiet recognition of rightful sovereignty. You can evoke it by recalling a moment of calm completion, a time when you did what needed doing without tremor. Feel that center tighten like a pulley. Steady, compact, rooted. If you prefer a physical cue, press the hand lightly over the lower belly to anchor the sensation. Do not inflate ego. Keep the authority compact and calm. This is the power source that will supply the command. Command is a short, present tense declaration delivered softly and then released. Use this exact template if it fits you. Monad, I am here. I reclaim my authority by nature. Alignment is commanded. It is done. Speak it once, softly, with the vibration felt first in the chest and belly. Say it like a report, not a plea. The declaration is cryptographic, 3 or 4 short lines that transmit a frequency. Do not repeat it like a mantra. Say it once, with conviction, then stop. That single issuance is the signal. Immediately after the declaration, and this is the part most people fail to do, you release. Let the words go. Do not replay them in your head. Turn your attention back to the body and the breath. Allow the chest to settle into warmth and the belly to soften. Release into sleep with the intention that the frequency continues to operate without your active mind. You are entrusting the protocol to the sleeping field. The Egyptian idea here is ritualized abandonment. The operation is initiated, then surrendered. Trust is not belief. It is the practiced habit of ceasing interference. Expect interference. The archontes arrive as doubt, sudden noise, or dream sabotage. They will show up as a rush of thoughts. Did I do it right? Maybe I'm delusional. What if this harms me? Treat these like harmless static. Label them, then return to sensation. If a storm of anxiety rises, move out of the procedure for that night and return another evening. Non-engagement is the technique. Observe without debate. This trains the system to accept the protocol without bargaining. It also protects you from creating attachment to results. You will not always experience dramatic dream visions. The activation works on many levels and often shows itself in the days following practice. Watch for latency signs. There are three primary feedback patterns to learn: collapse, echo, neutrality. Collapse is demolition. It looks like old patterns crumbling, relationships that no longer match you, habits ending suddenly, or an emotional clearing that feels raw but necessary. It can be unsettling. See it as a clearing, not punishment. Echo is synchronous return, small outer confirmations, dream symbols repeating, coincidences, a phrase that shows up in a song and in a meeting. These are the universe's way of replying. Neutrality is the internal shift, a calm sense that thirsts are gone, a lack of urgency around something that used to grip you. It is not excitement, it is steady assurance. Any of these are possible. None are guaranteed. Treat them as feedback, not proof. A practice nightly schedule will accelerate learning. Do this sequence for several nights in a row before making an evaluation. Nights of consistency build the habit of entrainment. Keep the process simple. 10 to 20 minutes from preparation through release is sufficient. You are not manufacturing epiphanies. You are training a receptor field. Over time, the pineal receptor, conceived here as a subtle antenna, becomes more responsive to the heart-borne frequency you supply. Again, this is experiential training, not medical intervention. If sleep issues or neurological questions exist, consult a clinician. There are practical tweaks that improve success. If your mind refuses to quiet, do a short pre-protocol journaling for 3 minutes. Write the top unresolved thought, then close the page. That act externalizes and limits the mind's return. If you experience nightmares often, shorten the procedure and focus only on heart resonance and a soft phrase of comfort like, "I rest in alignment." If you share a bed, consider using earplugs or a sleep mask to reduce external disturbance. For people prone to hypnagogic hallucinations, begin with very short sessions and build tolerance. Now a few words about language and metaphor. When I call this the Egyptian method, I mean it as inspiration, the way ancient dream workers used nighttime as the field for initiation, the way star cultures mapped inner and outer skies together. I am not claiming unbroken historical transmission or exclusive authenticity. Think of Egypt here as an evocative model: sacred night practice, attentive ritual, disciplined release. When I invoke the monad, I use it precisely as shorthand for the primordial source, the single frequency that recognizes you. When I say demiurge or archontes, treat those terms as metaphors for structure and interference. They help you identify the forces that operate against clear signal. These names are tools, not dogma. Let me be clear about biblical references. When I point to Jesus and Lazarus, the point is method. There is a pattern of recall, authority, and decree that operates in scripture and in myth. Jesus' action in that scene is framed here as someone operating from remembered sovereignty, not bargaining for permission. Use scripture as a signpost, not a literal blueprint for modern technique. You are building an operational practice, not rewriting theology. You will be tested by your own impatience. The Archonte's favorite tactic is to promise fast illusion, a spike of excitement, then collapse. Do not feed that fairy tale. This is disciplined work. Keep a practice log. Note the nights you participate, any dreams that felt unusually vivid, and the waking day feelings that followed. Over weeks, patterns will appear. That data is your laboratory, not the rumor of someone else's dramatic awakening. Here is the full scriptable declaration again, in case you want to speak the precise lines before sleep. Use them as a template. Whisper them once, feel them in chest and belly, then drop them. Monad, I am here. I reclaim my authority by nature. Alignment is commanded. It is done. Say it with calm conviction, no chanting, no repetitions, one clear issuance, then consent to sleep. Post-activation. Practice non-engagement through the day. If you notice a sensation of checking, wanting to confirm results, treat it as a small Archonte trick. Return to work, to service, to ordinary life. Let the system integrate the signal without impatience. Many initiants report subtle changes in perception, a sharper sense of synchronicity, a quieter inner life, or the sudden dissolving of an old fear. Others report nothing for a while. Both are normal. The operation is cumulative. If you are concerned about altered states or mental health risks, be prudent. Sleep can be an entry point for intense experiences. If you have a history of psychosis, severe bipolar disorder, or other conditions where sleep disruption is risky, consult a professional. This practice is for seekers who can balance exploration with responsibility. It is not an escape from medical care. Now, a short practical checklist you can run through tonight, silently, in bed. Lights low, devices silent, 2 to 5 calming breaths, 3 minutes of observing the breath and letting thoughts pass, a 2 to 5 minute descent into the heart, 1 to 3 minutes of heart resonance, gentle upward focus to the third eye receptor, anchor authority in the belly, 1 soft, present tense declaration, immediate release into sleep. Observe the next days for latency signs and do not obsess. Repeat for several nights. The difference between pleading and protocol is posture. Pleading binds you to lack. Protocol frees you to operate. You are not begging a door to open. You are sending a coded request, then stepping away while the operators inside read it. That move, send then trust, is the heart of the Egyptian method. Before I close, a single caution and 1 minor corrective to common misuse. Caution. If this process provokes intense emotional clearing that you cannot manage, seek support from a qualified counselor or spiritual director. Do not attempt rapid escalation of the practice alone. Corrective. This method is not about grandiosity. Do not perform declarations to prove yourself to others. This is intimate work of alignment, not public spectacle. Do the practice. Track it. Be patient with the latency. If you see collapse, a clearing, sit with compassion. If you see echo, notice and record the synchrony. If you feel neutrality, rest in it. That calm is progress. Share a short account after several nights. Tell us 1 sentence in the comments. What changed in your waking day? That small report helps create a communal archive of results and keeps the practice anchored, not sensationalized. If you want more guided material, subscribe. In the next video, I'll walk you through a 30-minute audio you can use in bed that follows this protocol step by step. No promises, only tools. Experiment responsibly. The era of endless supplication is over. You are learning to run an operation, prepare, sever the debate, descend into the heart, issue a crisp command, and then relinquish. That is how initiation works when done with discipline and restraint. Tonight, try the Egyptian method. Whisper the code, then sleep. The rest is latency, and it belongs to the source, not to panic. You are not asking permission anymore. You are reporting home.